am actually just driving here in Arkansas and had a few things to say and decided just to press the record button so I could save them for myself. By the time that the Idaho 4 attacker, the only one, because there was only one, was arrested, we knew pretty much everything about the Idaho 4. What I mean by that is that we knew about the students. Of course, there was a lot of rumors and misinformation and that type of thing that kept some of the truths about the Idaho 4 kids, the students. My youngest is 22, my oldest is 32. I call them kids. I'm 49. No disrespect in that. But we knew a lot about the students early on. As soon as we got the name Brian Koberger, and I've been trying really hard not to say it, but for almost 3 years I've been saying it, using the hashtags to get the attention from those who are searching that name. So it's kind of hard to get your attention and not say it and refer to something else, right? I'm getting tongue-tied. I call him Idaho 4 Killer. Y'all, in the end of January, I was over on TikTok sharing, asking people, what do you know about Brian, the Idaho 4 killer, being killed? No, I'm getting tongue-tied, guys. Let me start over. At the end of January, I began asking what we knew about him being fired, because I had found out that he had been fired. Now, all of the outlets knew. They had a lot of reports. They just didn't have any proof. So I came along with proof. I didn't know that they were looking for proof, because they couldn't just come out on rumor. That's a big rumor. And miraculously, I found proof. And I started asking over on TikTok about it. By February, I think 2nd, I reached out to a few people, multiple outlets, just asking what we knew about it. Hey, I see that 2 people are in here, but I've never went live before, so I don't know if I just didn't make a chat box or if I'm doing this wrong. I don't know how to edit my videos either, because I only use a phone, but we're just going for it. So I reached out to 3 people specifically that mattered to me. One of them was Jennifer Coffendorfer, ex-FBI agent. The next one was Brian Enton. The next one was Sleuthy Goosey. Been burned by that woman so many times. Just watching her in these cases makes me crazy. I wish I could put it all together so you guys could see it. I'm a Twitter documenting fool, but I can't get it all together to present it to you. My ADHD is all over the place. So my point was to ask what we knew so far. I even read parts of the letter to these people. I don't think I did to Brian Enton. Brian Enton was like, look, let's get a call set up. Let's get going. He got me in touch. I told him I wanted to let News Nation start it, break it, because I was having some trouble getting it out. He got me in touch with the 2 producers underneath Ashley Banfield. We spent like 3 hours on the phone, me trying to decide if it's what I wanted to do because I was scared. I thought I was going to get arrested because I literally had documents, important documents, in a gagged case. And so I came out with it on February the 3rd, I think, here. If you go to here on this app, if you're following the Idaho 4 case, and you heard early on, or maybe you haven't heard, that, oh, best face, hi. Actually, the chat does work. Nobody was in here. Thank you for saying hi. Never been live before. It matters. So if you're following the case and you do not have his behavior at WSU memorized, you're missing out. People say that they can't figure out why this dude did this. Y'all, he had nothing left. By February the 3rd, we released the following. The actual letter, the termination letter, was dated 12/19. All of this looks so weird now, y'all. 12/19 is the day that the FBI gave the name to Officer Payne. This is what Officer Payne admitted to in Carson Atomic. Guys, I'm driving, obviously, and I'm ADHD and all over the place. You have no idea how much just saying hi it means to me. I've spent this whole case ostracized over on Twitter. There's only a few people that talk to me because I will call you out very fast. I will document you. It matters to say hi. Melba Toast, I'm calling you out. I started sharing this letter and it started telling us that 12/19, they dated this letter for this now convicted, confessed mass murderer. So here we go. You're welcome, Melba. I hope all of y'all have a good day. If you can't stay, I'm driving to my mom's. She's battling medical things right now, and I'm going to go see her. But when I get there, I have to stop. So this matters. I didn't even know I could go live. It made me cry just because people said hi. It's so weird. Hi, Walker. Okay, so I'm going to give you the dates so that you guys can just look around at what you think, okay? 9/23, this dude has his first altercation with his boss. Now, his boss is Professor Snyder. He is over the criminology part that he works for, okay? So, can y'all still hear me? I do go through a couple of rough spots. He has his first altercation on 9/23 with his boss. And guys, if he does not keep his job, he loses his health insurance. He doesn't get to keep any of these things just because he's a TA. He loses these things if he, because he's a PhD. He loses the following if he loses his PhD job: health insurance, out-of-state tuition waiver, monthly stipend, his campus apartment. I don't know about the office and the phone because I don't know if that goes just with the PhD or the TA. But guys, he didn't get the PPD position. They announced that on August 22nd to the person who did get it. It wasn't him. Else he wouldn't have been in the teacher's assistant position. He couldn't have done both. So he's a month and a day into this brand new year where he didn't get the assistantship job. He's working for a very laid-back professor, Professor Snyder. He has his first altercation a month and a day into the new school year. School started on 8/21, and by 9/23, he's had his first altercation. I'm not even going to mention the traffic stops. By 10:03, they pulled him in to have a meeting with him to talk about that altercation and to talk about all of these things that the female students and the female peers are beginning to come forward and talk about. Now, I don't know the full timeline on what the female said, so I don't know if he followed the chick to her car before or after the murders. I don't know if he put those cameras up in his PhD peers, female's home after someone broke in before or, excuse me, I had to burp, gross. Drinking my monster. Before or after the killings. I don't know. But I know if you watch the King Road killings, you'll get a good grasp of what all happened to the females involved in this case who weren't his victims. Well, I guess they're still victims, but not the people that he attacked. Okay. So, 9-3, first altercation. 10-2, WSU brings him in because of all these reports and because of this first altercation. And they go over professionalism with him, guys. They reset expectations with this dude so he knows what is expected of him at this university as a PhD student and as a criminology teacher's assistant for Professor Snyder. That's on 10-3. Right across town, Pam and Jim Colbert are coming home from dinner and they find a de-skulled rabbit by their mailbox. Now, Pam and Jim Colbert are Moscow residents. Pam retired from WSU Pullman, same place that this dude goes. It's a small town. Everybody went to school at one of the colleges. Everybody's related. There's nothing nefarious about it. It's just a small town. And she retired from the vet med side. There's still an award hanging in the college with her picture. I think it's from 2008. Hi, Solgol Mullen. There's a de-skulled rabbit found. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just telling you that Pam and Jim Colbert said that kind of like you would cut the like you were going to do a deer. You were going to mount a deer mount. What are those things called? Antlers. Ah! Because it was just cut. And that part was perfectly cut. I'm just saying he did buy a sharpener. Y'all don't think he needed it? I think he needed it. So, that's 9:23. There's a bunch I'm missing. It's hard to skip over it. 10:21 on this dude's termination letter, it says that his boss emailed him letting him know that he had failed thus far in the semester as a TA. Y'all, the only thing he has left is this dad-blasted PhD position for TA that he doesn't even really want to do. And now he's getting in constant trouble. And he's told that he has failed thus far in the semester. But that's not all. The same day, Pam and Jim Colbert, the rabbit people, let their dog out to go to the bathroom. And he was skinned. And his pelt was taken. Only thing left was his head and his paws. And the rest of him was taken. The same day, folks. The same day. The same day. So we know something's happened because November, everybody stop the presses. Stop the presses. Moo! You guys do that? is November the 2nd. Guys, the Idaho 4 have 11 days to live. 11. And WSU brings this dude in and puts him on a very last chance improvement plan. You can't fire somebody unless they've been on an improvement plan and failed. So they put him on it so they could fire him, get rid of him. And 11 days later, the Idaho 4 were killed. He's confessed now. And instead of all of these experts and all of these subject matter experts and all of these serial killer experts are saying they don't know what his motive was. Not only do they say they don't know what his motive was, but when they're asked about it, they say, you know, we may never know. We may never know why he did this. He's a psychopath. Nah, bro. We know. It's all he had left. Whether it was to distract himself from all the crap he was getting in trouble for, or to distract the freaking fracking universities and communities. I mean, you got a murder in the town over, it'd probably be real hard to pay attention to the weird, awkward teacher's assistant. To be clear, the dude came here to teach local law enforcement how to fight crime using technology. They've lied and told you that there was no connection. We've known since March of 2024 that there's a connection. Go on Twitter and search hashtag Garrett Discovery, or you can look up Forensic Frenzy Andrew Garrett. Forensic Frenzy's the channel. Andrew Garrett's over Garrett Discovery, the company. They found the connection. And they found the connection because it was his university email that was used to set up the Instagram. People keep saying, Andrew Garrett, he was debunked. No, the hell he was not. The ISP and MPD don't like it that somebody outside their little program was able to come in and do it without making nobody pay millions of dollars. He just released it. Hey, Karen. Literally, Garrett Discovery found, and Shadow Dragon found, that he was following Maddie and Kaylee on Instagram. Just because you couldn't find it once he was arrested don't change nothing. I repeat. Breaking news. It is breaking. You think all these cops and ISP people out here saying there's no connection, and you're finding out that the same email address that was used to set up his Instagram that he had to then authenticate through his university email, you're telling me that there's no connection, that ain't breaking news? That's breaking news. It's breaking news. He is on camera. His vehicle is on camera leaving his apartment. 5 separate cameras that I know about in Pullman catch him. Multiple cameras in Moscow. On King Road, he's captured. He's seen by an eyewitness. His vehicle is seen in the neighborhood. His phone is only turned off during the crimes. He didn't go to school that Monday. WSU had university classes. He did not go that Monday. He spent hours on the phone with his family after killing these kids. Does that not freak y'all out? That freaks me out. I'd be whipping my kids' ass. Y'all, I would. I would have just said, "Let's do this the right way. Let's do it the right way." There's no way you could have convinced me that my child wasn't being looked at as soon as I heard about the white Elantra. If I was Brian's mom, there's no way it couldn't be, y'all. There's no way I wouldn't be thinking that because of his history. On his letter, 12/7 is the last day of school. I'm sorry, it's the 2 days before school is out. WSU brings him in to discuss his last chance improvement plan. It's getting toward the end of the year. And they bring him in and they tell him that he's failing. He's progressing, not perfect. What do y'all think that did to him? What do y'all think he thought about that? A lot of people said he improved after the performance plan, but that's not what happened. He just quit. He didn't get better as a person after the improvement plan. He just quit coming to class. He only showed up a few times after that. And he only graded papers toward the end of the semester. So he didn't get better. The students thought he did because, like, nothing was happening during that time. And the way it all fell, you might think. Last day of school, progressing not perfect. That night, the bolo comes out, y'all, to the public. 2011, 2013 white Hyundai Elantra. I've a lot of times thought, did they release the wrong year to get him out of here, to get him out of Idaho, Washington, get him back home, not tip him off? I don't know. But I know that in Law and Crime article from January 6, 2023, Eric Gower, the private driver that dropped off Kaylee and Maddie, heard about the polo, and he was out writing down white cars, and he saw his car, and he thought it was too new, so he wrote it down, and he turned it in on 12/10, folks. They had his name, if even sitting in the tip line. They had his name before he left campus. I cannot shake that they actually had his name on 11/29 when WSUPD found him. I think WSUPD told WSU and not the police, because the same day that they supposedly fired him is the same day the IGG name went to Payne. But on 12/10, there he is, just submitting his name right to the tip line. So 12/7, he has his update meeting. Bolo, 12/9 is the last day of school. Y'all think anything happened? Well, yes. He couldn't get through the school year like this in a good way. 12/9, last day of school, second altercation with his boss. This one would end it all. He's fired. He's not coming back in the spring semester, and he'll find out about it soon. 12/11, they request a meeting. Could have mailed it to him, could have emailed it to him. I don't know, doesn't matter. 12/19, his termination paperwork says, "We met to inform you of your termination for the spring semester." I don't know if this was on Zoom or what, but I know it happened. 12/31, it was effective, meaning he had completed all the tasks for the semester to be concluded. This means he wouldn't have to pay back his tuition from that semester, because if he had been fired in the middle, he might have. You never know. but they let it count as the full semester, and it was effective on 12/31. The man had no good time at WSU. And what I'm asking you is, why is everyone ignoring this information? Mike Baker from the New York Times put it out. I got a little hyperlink in the very, very bottom. It says it was first posted by an Arkansas lady. Oh, Lord. And then News Nation also, we let them share it. They didn't give me any credit. And they added a bunch of other stuff to it, like about the females and stuff. So it wasn't like it was just about the termination. And I started freaking out because I was like, I didn't tell you all that. But it was just them putting them together. Um, it's not complicated. He wasn't going to get the assistantship job, y'all. He could not have gotten his PhD without funding. He was losing his very, very easy TA job. There was no other job he was going to get. He was done, which meant no PhD. Okay? Please share this chaos with your friends. I love you so much. Have a great day.